Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Central Maryland in the U.S. Welcome to World Card Making Day. How exciting! I have a really simple card that I love to show to you. So let's get stamping. So my simple card features the Leaves of Holly bundle, which is the Leaves of Holly stamp set and the Hollyberry dies. Now I won't be using the dies for this simple card. I will be using the Memories and More card and envelopes. Now I'm using the polka dotted card base and the coordinating envelope. There is a shaded green card base, but I have used all of them up. So I have my envelope, and I'll be sure to stamp on this, and my card base, and I'm going to use the polka dotted side. And let me bring in my card so you can see. So this is the card. It's a simple card. It just has ink on it, some baker's twine. I've embellished with a little flat jingle bell. So I'll be using the large holly leaves. This is a two-step stamp, so I'll be stamping with this more solid image, and I'll stamp off, and then using the same ink I'll stamp full strength with this highlighted. We're also using the berries, which is two-step, same thing. I'll stamp the solid berry off, and then full strength Poppy Parade on top. And then I'm using the Joy, Peace and Joy. These are three different stamps. And then from on the inside, from our house to your house. Now I have done lots with this stamp set. I love it. Not only the holly leaves and the fact that you can get shaded images by the two-step, but it has some great greetings, Christmas wishes, season's greetings, from our house to yours, joy and peace. I mean, you just have so many combinations of greetings, and these holly leaves are fabulous. I've used it in multiple colors of green, and I've even stamped pink holly leaves, but not for this project. So let me bring in my pieces. So I'm going to be using a piece of Poppy Parade, shaded spruce, and basic white. Now you can visit my blog at stampinghair.blogspot.com once this video is open to the public. For those who are joining us for World Card Making Day, you would have received a PDF with all these measurements and a photo of this card. So for our stamping, I'm going to be stamping on this white piece. And let me bring in my holly leaves, and this one is stained pink because I did stamp, as I said, some pink holly leaves, but it still stamps perfectly. That pink is just a stain, and it does not impact anything I'm going to stamp today. And I will have a piece of scrap paper because I am anticipating that my leaves will go off the paper, and I love a pristine stamp area. So today is shaded spruce, and as I said, I'm going to stamp my solid image. Now let me ink this up. This is a photopolymer, so I will be able to line them up. So I'll stamp off, and then I'm going to have one holly leaf coming down the side here. And then I will ink up, stamp off, have my other holly leaf coming also down from the side. And then the third one, I'm just going to not re-ink. I'm going to turn my stamp because I don't see this mark over here where the ink did not come off. And I'm going to stamp in this direction. And that will give me an even lighter shade, as you can see. So now I'll come back with my highlighted more open stamp and line these up. And this is where you want to use your photopolymer stamp and look right through the stamp to see where it goes. And if it's not perfect, no harm, no foul. It'll just look very artistic. And then ink it up again. So this is a great set if you don't have that many ink. You can just, ink pads, you can use the one you have and just re-ink as I'm doing here, or stamp off, and that will give you a lot of versatility. So that one did not match up perfectly, but it's very artistic, and we're going to go with it. And this one we stamped in this direction. Very nice. Okay, so now we're done with our holly leaves. Although, now that I have my ink out, I'm going to bring back my envelope and I'm going to stamp a holly leaf right here in the corner. Let me ink this up. And coming down like this. So now I have a decorated envelope with very little trouble. And I'm going to put away my shaded spruce and bring in my Poppy Parade and make my berries. So I'm going to stamp. These are the shaded berries. You can see it's not full image. These are the full image berries. So I'm going to ink the stamp. I'm going to stamp off, add my berries up here, and put them there, I think. And then I will put a whole set down to the side here, and I stamped off, and I'll stamp them. And now we can bring in this highlighted berries and do the same thing. Stamp right on top of them, and this gives really nice shading. And those berries. Okay, so now we're done that part, and the last little bit of stamping, I'm going to bring in my soft suede ink and this Peace and Joy. Now I did put these on earlier on. I like having them on one block because that kind of saves a step when you're trying to stamp them individually, but I did not check to see if they stamp if they're in a line. Yeah, looks perfect. So I'm going to stamp this greeting down to the bottom right, or bottom left, I guess I should say. Ink that up. That's another thing about photopolymer. You can see if you've not inked your stamp completely. It looks so nice at soft suede. And then I'm going to stamp the inside of my card base with from our home to yours, from our home to yours. Yes, but I had misread that. And then right here in the center, and I could add a holly leaf, and I think I am going to do that. I'll bring back my shaded spruce. I'll use the same image, this kind of open holly leaf, and ink that up nice. Maybe just down here on the side. Very nice. Okay, so now we can, very nice. So now we can continue assembling this card. So these card bases come pre-scored, so I'm just going to burnish that score line. They are a little bit bigger than the typical 4.5, 4¼ by 5½ completed. It's 4¼ by I think 6½. So it's a little bit longer than the U.S. market than we typically see. But no worries. So this Poppy Parade, let's wait on that for a moment and instead do some assembling. So this piece that we just stamped gets layered onto our shaded spruce. So I'll bring in my liquid glue and put a thin bead and then lay this centered left, right, top, bottom, and I'm just eyeballing it. And then I brought some baker's twine. Now this is an old packaging of baker's twine, and the new one comes on a spool, which prevents you getting these little creases. But when you do get creases, you can just take your fingernail, your thumbnail, and kind of go over them to straighten out the baker's twine. Tie a bow. And snip this off. So I've tied my bow, and now I'm going to do the final assembly. I'm bringing my Poppy Parade piece, and I'm going to put some adhesive on this and adhere it down to my card front. So I am putting this towards the top, and I want it to have the same border right and left and top. And now for our focal piece, the same thing. I'm going to adhere that with some liquid glue. Put this down. And I will center that within that Poppy Parade piece. Push it down so that the glue can work. And then the last little thing, then the final embellishment are these flat jingle bell trinkets. I'll bring one of those in with my mini glue dots. I will put a mini glue dot. I'm going to take your pick tool, which is perfect for picking up these mini glue dots, and put that right on the back. And put my ribbon up a little bit. And I want this embellishment to go right underneath where I have tied my knot. So right about there. So there is my final card. Simple, just ink and a little bit of twine and an embellishment. So I did want to show you the mini catalog where I got these items from. So this is the July to December mini catalog. On page 25, you can find the Leaves of Holly stamp set. And that's what I used today. And then on page 17, this is where the Memories and More card bases, like you see today, I used this Poppy Parade base. It does come with shaded spruce. So you can do a lot of different things with those bases. And then on page 27 is where the flat jingle bell trinkets are. They're in with the Decorated with Happiness bundle, but there they are. They could be overlooked. They're very cute. You don't want to overlook those. So thank you so much for joining me on this World Card Making Day, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on replay. Thank you so much. Check out my blog. stampinghair.blogspot.com for more information about these cards. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so I can bring you even more fun stamping projects. And until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye!